The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business, from $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters at Real Estate Marketing, Ardor SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate. I'm Tim Calloway. Have a very special guest from the wonderful state of Wisconsin, Jacob Helmrick of Jacob Helmrick Real Estate. How are you, Jacob?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to be here. We know we had a little conversation before the show, and as most listeners know, I've spent quite a bit of time in Wisconsin. I'm as we talk now, I'm getting the nostalgic feelings. So I'm looking forward to this conversation, how you're doing up there. So let's just go ahead and start at the beginning, Jacob. How did you get started in real estate and kind of got you to where you are now?
Yeah, so real estate has been one of those things that's been in the back of my mind for a really long time, probably since high school or right outside of high school. I think I probably heard of like wholesaling. That kind of piqued my interest. It just kind of always been interested in the business side of things. So, did some other jobs, through college and after college, and then real estate was still just in the back of my mind. My wife and we ended up having triplets that were quite a surprise.
Exciting.
So after they were born, just kind of doing what we can to support them, and real estate was still just there in the back of my mind. So eventually, I was doing a little bit more research into different companies and how to get the process started. And I saw Tariq El Moussa from HGTV's Flip or Flop.
Right.
Big fan of that show. Saw that he moved over to eXp Realty, and that's when I first heard of eXp Realty. Started doing some research into that company, fell in love with it, got licensed, and about a year and a half ago. And the rest is history. So got plugged in with them, and here we are.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, eXp, fantastic program if any of our listeners are interested, for sure. So we know kind of how you started now and plugged in with eXp, and has all your business is all your business right there in Marquette? I mean, not Marquette, Lancaster, or
So I cover about 5 counties here in Southwest Wisconsin. We're very rural. So Lancaster has about 4,000 people in it. I think there's like 16 homes for sale right now.
Wow.
Some of those under contract.
Do you have all of them? Do you have all of them?
No, I don't, unfortunately. That's the
Wow.
goal ultimately,
Yeah.
just dominate the area here. So I really kind of go all over. I mean, you almost have to if you want to sell, a number of homes. And some people don't, and that's okay. But just as well with the business model I've taken the approach, I cover about 5 counties. So just kind of all over Southwest Wisconsin. And kind of go where the business takes me.
Yeah, nice. Ever thought of crossing the border and doing business there? Or?
That has been in the back of my mind. I know we're pretty close to Iowa. That's about 45 minutes. So Dubuque, Iowa, that's definitely a larger market there, and we're not too far away from Minnesota and even Illinois.
Right.
So there's definitely some possibilities there to definitely expand and help grow my business that way.
Yeah, I bet if a couple of realtors called you out of those areas, it'd be pretty quick to set something up, right?
You're right, absolutely.
So, we talked about how you started and some thoughts about your area that you service. So tell me about today. I mean, what are you doing today to garner new business? How do you find business, out of those, what you said, it was 4 counties, I think. How do you find
Yeah.
the business? Are you boots on the ground? Is it, I'm just guessing, maybe not as much on the digital end, but maybe I'm wrong. You tell me.
Yeah, so definitely a little bit of digital. I'm working to increase my video output. Thankfully, my wife actually started a videography business a little
Nice.
over a year ago. So she does a lot of weddings. I've actually started being a second shooter for her, which is, I joke, it's mostly just to haul around all the equipment for her.
Yeah.
So she started that, and she does all of my videos for me now, at least any
Nice.
of the ones that are good.
Yeah.
So she does my listing videos as well, which I'm really starting to play off of those to help generate new business, because they do really well. But yeah, a lot of it is kind of boots on the ground, old fashioned.
Yeah.
People say pick you up the phone, and that's some people think that's dead. There isn't much to it, but most of my listings come from for sale by owners or
Yeah.
expired listings. We're starting to see a lot more of those now as the market's starting to shift. So it's a little bit different in Wisconsin. So a lot of people can just hop on Zillow and find for sale by owners.
Right.
And I used to be able to do that. Well, it was for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months when I first started, but it was 2 Julys ago. I think, Zillow is no longer allowed to market these for sale by owner properties in Wisconsin because they're a brokerage. So I think some people on Wisconsin boards got upset and went after
Yeah.
Zillow. Um, so that's kind of just changed my process to go after them. So I actually I just come in with a Facebook message. I
Nice.
search Facebook Marketplace, or different groups, for sale groups around the area, and I'll just send them a message, explaining I'm with eXp Realty, and I try to get a phone number so that I can get them on the phone and just have a conversation with them, and try to provide value. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I do. And then yeah, definitely, social media. I think it's good to just, build a presence and get your
Yeah.
name out there. People know you're active, you're working hard. I've definitely done some door knocking. It's something I should probably get back into a little bit more, but I think that's important, the face-to-face interactions, communication, really being known in the community.
Yeah. Excellent. I love that. You know how old I am. So, hey, there was only boots on the ground. So it's always like, here's the beauty of it. Here's the beauty of it, Jacob. So it's been a crazy couple of years, right? And I don't know about up in Wisconsin, but I know I'm in West Palm Beach. I know how crazy it can be. And also it's been a fevered market, right? Or, and once again, don't know if it was like that there, but down here in other places, California especially, you know, 70 people making offers the day it goes listed. None of it made sense, right? But now is the time where you really see who you are, right? When things settle back down and get back to normal, boots on the ground, hands on the phone, whatever it may be, or ear to the phone, I'm sorry, in hands in other hands, palm pressing. Uh, that's really when you see what you're made of. There are plenty of people doing digital, and I'm 100%, Ardor SEO is our sponsor. That's who I really work for. We're a digital company, and eXp, you can't ask for a more digital company than eXp, right?
Yeah.
So the technologies are there, my friend, but it's when things get tougher. And I think folks like yourself that really know how to do that person to person, boots on the ground work, you'll stay in business a long time and be better for it. So keep going. That's my coaching speech of the day. That's my Dan Gable wrestling, background coaching of the day. Hey, I did want to say, the one of the listings you have, that one in Cassville.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, just add a 0 to it down here because that's a beautiful
Right.
looking house. And I'm like, how is it? How how can I buy that house right now at 298,000? I'm like, that down here is a $3 million home. So that's awesome. That's what one of the other things I love about the Midwest and obviously the state
Yep.
for sure.
Very affordable.
Very affordable and very beautiful. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I just think people who haven't gotten the chance to come through there and go to places like Cedarburg and maybe even Lancaster. I haven't been there, so I don't know, but man, they're missing out. Uh,
Yeah.
so so we got a toehold on kind of your world, your environment. So let's talk about solutions and other things like that. If I were to walk in, to your home and say, "Hey, let's go take a tour. It's fall. I want to see the leaves. We're going into winter. I want to, and we just start talking, and you start telling me about your business, and I said, "Hey, I got some good news, Jacob. I can fix any problem, any issue, anything that you need done. I can fix it. What is it? You tell me."
Let's see here. Perhaps one of the things would be follow-up. I mean
Okay.
that's so important in business, and I think I'm guilty of this certainly, but
Hmm.
I think that's one of the biggest things that leaves business on the table. Yeah, I know it takes or 80% of leads won't be converted until the 6 to 12 contact with them.
Right.
So, even if you have a positive first conversation with someone, it's not over. There's still a relationship to build with that person and things to come of that conversation. So I think that's, yeah, for me, probably one of the biggest things that I can work on. And I think just overall in the industry, that there's so much business that's probably being left on the table because of the lack of follow-up.
Right. Right. Hey, I got good news for you, Jacob. In Wisconsin, there's no child labor laws when they're your own kids. So,
That's
you know,
right.
you've got a built-in admin team right there, my friend. Don't worry. Help is aging. As they get
That
older, they'll be figuring
that
it out.
that's right. Yeah, right now they can help put stamps on envelopes.
There you go.
So we've done that.
There you
And yeah, as
go.
they continue to get older, yep, you bet they'll be involved. Absolutely.
Nice. I love it. I love it. So let's put our prognostication hats on real quick and try to look into the future. So tell me about the next 1, 3, and 5 years. What's the short-term outlook, midterm, are you looking maybe to go from solo to a team? And then, what's the end game for you?
Yeah, so yeah, kind of short term. Yeah, just continuing to grow my business. Still pretty new, about a year and a half in. And really trying to find the balance with my wife's business and my business, and of course our 4-year-old triplets. It's a lot to balance, that's for sure. It's
Yeah.
a juggling act. So, really just kind of diving into that, getting both of our businesses up and running. Yeah, as far as the real estate goes, just continuing. I think I've really found my niche now with the videos, particularly the listing videos, and just making them, creative. So kind of, continuing to play off of that to continue to build my brand, get my name out there. Um, we're talking about, playing with the idea of even moving a little bit more into central Wisconsin to, get a bigger market for us.
Right.
Just some more opportunities there. So, in the next, probably within the next 2 years, that's in the works. And then, yeah, definitely, I've got my eyes on, growing a team eventually. I've been in leadership roles prior, and have definitely learned a lot in those roles. I like helping out people and giving back. I know I'm fortunate to have been, poured into and continue to be poured into by so many people.
Yeah.
And I like to give back, when I can. I know I'm still young to the industry, new blood. But when I can give back, I really like to. I think that's so the collaboration and helping each other out. in real estate, that's so important. So definitely, yeah, I would love to grow a team someday. So yeah, right now it's just kind of focused on getting my business grown and to where I want it to be. And then, starting to add people into the mix and, helping as many people as I can be successful in real estate and, obtain their goals.
I love it. No, for sure. When you say maybe making a move, it sounds like you're pretty dead set on making a move. I don't want to speak for you. Are you talking
Yeah.
about Madison or
Yeah, so right now we're kind of looking at like the Fond du Lac,
Fond du Lac?
Oshkosh area.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
yeah,
You're going north too, huh?
yeah, yep. Yeah,
Must
we've
love your
been looking.
snowmobiling.
That's right. Yep.
That's awesome, man. Love that area. If anybody hasn't been up to Lake Winnebago or Fond du Lac, I highly recommend it. And of course, as you and I were talking about earlier, visit Cedarburg along the way.
Yep.
If there's,
America's hometown.
yeah, I love it. Norman Rockwell, man. I always say that if there's a Norman Rockwell town, Cedarburg's it. So how would folks get in touch with you, Jacob? Whether they're looking to, maybe join you, on your team, or maybe in another area, or they're looking to list and or buy. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so best way, they can find me on Facebook, just Jacob Helmrick Real Estate, or just Jacob Helmrick. They could even just send me a friend request at a DM. At Instagram, I'm on there as well, just Jacob Helmrick. Yeah, those are probably the easiest ways to get in touch with me. Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Now here's the part of the show. This is the curveball. I always allow my guests to take that drink. You're gonna need it.
That's right.
I always allow my guests a minute or two to have the floor. I'm just a DJ spinning records. This is your shot. Anything you want to talk about that's on your heart, your mind, your soul, and it doesn't have to be about business. It could be your family, it could be your community, your pet, or it could be about business. Go ahead and take us out, Jacob.
Yeah, so I think yeah, I think I'd be foolish here to not just talk about my family for a little bit. So I mean obviously we're working to grow a business here, but family comes first 100%. And I know it could be challenging to balance the two, but it's just good to ground yourself and remind yourself that family comes first. Without them, nothing else matters. So it's great that my wife is so supportive, and we could work together in our businesses. That's really great. And then just making sure to spend that quality time with the family, both my wife and my kids. Just making sure we're teaching them good values. Having good quality time with them is just so important. And that really helps. The past couple weeks I've been a lot more conscientious of that. I just got back from eXp Con about 2 weeks ago, and I've just been fired up after that conference and meeting
Nice.
people, collaborating. And yeah, the past 2 weeks have been great, both for business and just good family time. And it really, it warms your heart, makes you feel good and, more fired up than to go out when you are working on your business or in your business. It just gets you that much more fired up to go out and crush it.
Very nice, Jacob. I love it. Powerful words from a very young man. Jacob Helmrick, thank you so much for being on the show. I look forward to catching up with you in the next 3, 6, 9 months and seeing how you're faring and, just touching base again. You have a great week.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. You too.
All right.